Greetings, ladies and germs of planet Earth and beyond, assuming you can actually see me right now. KingZeroPhoenix here, and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved. Last time I made an attempt to stream this game, it did not go at all as I had hoped. I was forced to shut it down. Anyhow, I'm back again this time because I actually have something planned for what I'm doing. If you can't tell, I have done some major improvements to myself in terms of leveling up since the last time we met, and now I'm actually strong at the proper level to obtain a certain creature from a cave I explored a while back that I couldn't before. I think it's called ARK. It looks like a bat. I can tell it's not going to be easy to acquire it. Also, I'm sure you've already met, but this is my male brontosaur I've named Littlefoot, or I guess you can call him not so Littlefoot. Good, closed. That was just a precaution to make sure they don't get out. Because lately, whenever I start the game, I keep finding either my Diplodocus, or what, my Titanoboa. Heck, even last time I logged in yesterday, ow! I ended up finding my Tyrannosaur down near the water. Not even sure how he got out. Thankfully, he's here now. Sup, Rex? I need food. Hey Rick, mind giving me a lift? Thankfully, since I'm not carrying as much as I usually did, it helps with creatures like my... Thanks for the ride, Rick. Sarah! Ooh. I'll take that. As you can see, I finally got myself a more permanent residence. Three stories with a force field generator, so anything from the outside can't get in. Anyway, I need to eat. First, let me just drop off these. Oh yeah, that's right. Now, don't ever try this in the wild, because if you'll be lucky if you can find a mating pair of dinosaurs that actually will drop an egg. The only thing is, the minute you do, the parents will be all over you. Which makes sense, because in nature, any creature will do whatever they can to protect their eggs. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oops. Just took those for keratin for some reason. Nope, those are Therizinosaur claws. Interesting creature, the Therizinosaur. I remember seeing an old document on BBC, Walking with Dinosaurs special about them. Initially believed to be a predator since it's a theropod dinosaur, which includes the dynasty of mostly carnivorous ones. But turns out, nope, it's a predator. I mean, herbivore. You wouldn't think so with those large claws. Anyhow, those claws would be for rummaging through foliage, trying to hit vegetation. Also worked as a good defense against the top predator in their region, the Tarbosaurus, the Asian cousin to the Tyrannosaur. Look at my little combies. As you can see, I currently am at stone, but I've already got my up to metal, and I do have plenty of iron metal ingots to get the job done. Anyhow, the Therizinosaur in here is no exception. It may be herbivorous, but in reality, it's got an extremely aggressive temperament. You get too close to them in the wild, they'll be all over you. While true, the dossier says they're small, slow for their size, that's still faster than you. Let's see. Give myself a quick shave. Facial hair's gotten a little out of control. Yeesh. Actually, it almost looks identical to how I am right now. Of course, my beard isn't as long, but... Good God, that is so like me, it's scary. But nope. I think he looks better like this. I swear to God, when I have him like that, he reminds me of someone. I don't know who, though. Sorry. Time for an equipment swap out. That's all my unbreakable gear. Why I would use this other non-breakable gear instead of the one I'm already wearing? Well, for the simple reason, unbreakable though they may be, their armor does not really say much. "51 tranquilizer darts. Not sure how much I'm actually going to need for this, considering that cave is full of not just those onyx I told you about, but also titanium boa, arachne, and basically everything you can imagine. Let's see, spark powder, flint and stone, stimberries. I know just where to go to get some. I'm gonna need some stimulants and a lot of water. Actually, that reminds me. Water jar, water jar, water jar, water jar. I know it spawned it in. Where is it? Aha! Cementing paste, crystal, and hide. I think I have some leftover crystal the last time I made my journey up to the Red Peak. The reason it delays is because my creatures get so close. As long as that door stays shut, they'll be safe. Notice this part of the area of the footpath has become much more populated with herbivores than before. Not sure why that is. That being said, that guy right there is a problem. The Therizinosaur. Like I said, as long as I keep my distance from him, I'll be fine. But if it ends up wandering too close to me, there's gonna be problems. So many Triceratops, Stegosaurs, Parasaurs, Pachyes, even the Lystrosaurs have been able to return. Don't mind that. That's just an earthquake alert. 4.9 near Iraq. Not surprised. Thankfully, I've managed to complete my relocation. That hut is now basically going to be used if anyone decides to join in. If anybody decides to join in. Again, for any of those who are actually watching who want to play this game and want to join in, all caps, Zero's Kingdom. Here are actually, now if you do decide to spawn in, there are a couple good mounts aside from the Parasaurs. The Phiomias are a good choice. Lystrosaurs are actually a good starting pet, because believe it or not, when you pet them, they actually act as experience boosters for your tames. And trust me, that's always a good thing. I'm not sure if it was because of me or the presence of my creatures, but carnivores are rare around here. In fact, one time I actually saw the corpse of a carnotaur that attacked the Triceratops. Surprisingly enough, it didn't even die. The Triceratops, I mean. It was a little bloodied and bruised, but it came out alive. That's the thing I noticed reading the dossiers on this ARK. Turns out, unlike the natural ecosystem like here on Earth, where the number of prey outnumber the predators, it's here in the ARK, it's the other way around. The predators outnumber the prey. Then again, as a result of this, some smaller prey animals have ended up becoming prey, such as compies, Dilophosaurs, and possibly even raptors, compared to larger predators like baryonyx, carnotaurs. Of course, there is one predator I know is on this island, but I haven't actually seen in the wild yet. The Giganotosaur. Trust me, if anybody can tame that behemoth, no one will ever bother you in this game again. That being said, taming it is far from easy from what I've heard. Because it turns out if the thing takes too much damage, it enters a sort of psychotic rage mode, where it basically goes around attacking everything in sight, including if you manage to tame it, it will hurt you and your tames. Of course, not only that, while I'll be going for Onyx, I'm also going to be searching for more of these guys, dung beetles. The fact that they can turn feces into fertilizer is just a major help. That's why I decided to get rid of the compost bins I used to have here. Not to mention, I'm also unfortunately going to be tearing this greenhouse down and relocating everything inside my compound. That way everything can remain within arm's length. Anyhow, the reason I was out with Littlefoot, or not so Littlefoot, outside the compound is because, well, as I mentioned to you before, I've had issues with some of my creatures ending up outside the compound, like I found Rex here, my Diplodocus Daniel, and one of my Titanoboa was found right out there. Of course, I know they can handle themselves, but still, if they're ganged up on by Titanoboa, or God forbid something else, like say a wandering Carnotaur, or hell, well, even Spinosaurs have been known to come around here from time to time. I just don't want to lose them, that's all. I mean, I could easily get replacements for them, but I don't want to do that. I've already had to replace my male Iguanodon Aladar more times than I care to admit. Sorry about that, Parasaur. At least you're free now. Yeah, Parasaurs aren't naturally skittish like that. Though given this island is, like I said, is mostly predators, I don't blame it. I told you. Did I ever mention when I first tested out this game for myself, there was actually a Spinosaur right around here? I avoided it at all costs. I tried to avoid the cheats as much as I could because I wanted to play it through it like the proper way, but I figured actually resource gathering is just a colossal pain in the butt. I mean, I'll do it, but still. If I really don't have the time, or if I'm doing something else here IRL, I'll just use the cheats to spawn the materials I need in. That reminds me, speaking of that kind of games where resource gathering is a complete pain in the butt, I'm sure we're all aware of, but in the mere 4 days Subnautica goes its official launch. I'm sure I've already seen fellow YouTuber Jacksepticeye has already got his jump up on the game. Since he had so much to do with the development, they gave him early access to the full release of the game, while the rest of us don't get it until this is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday. Well, either way, I'm excited for it. I mean, it was thanks to Jacksepticeye in the first place that I learned of that game. I will share my weekly upload of that game like tomorrow, but I do plan on being like this Wednesday for the full launch of the game. I'm excited for it as well. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I got distracted doing all the talking. My original goal in coming down here was for... I said I was sorry! Right, stimberries. And I've got lots of them. $298 stimberries. Spark powder. Thankfully, I think I've got plenty of flint, though I am surprisingly a little short in the stone department. After all, I've used most of it in constructing my little home. It's ironic. First I had a shortage of metals, so I could build some of my weapons and the saddles, but now I'm actually a shortage of one of the most primitive of materials. Thankfully, that's what these are for. Strange thing I noticed, see that little clearing over there just to the west of my compound? I actually took Littlefoot out there for some deforesting work before, a couple days ago. I come around a couple days later, or the next day I should say, and then, it's almost all entirely grown back. I tried doing that with refertilizer, which is the only material known to actually do that, yet it doesn't seem to... I even looked it up. For some reason, refertilizer doesn't seem to work in single-player mode. I doubt it would work now that I've sort of opened it up. Still, though, why? I wonder why that is. Possibly a mechanic in the game I don't know about? Then again, I don't really know too much about how game code really works, so... Could be designed to... The resource is designed to respawn over time. I could be wrong, but... whatever. Look at those magnificent creatures. And the strangest thing is, too, because I'm sure we're all aware none of these creatures that we see before us lived in the same timeline. Like the Therizinosaur, Iguanodon, and Parasaurolophus were all Cretaceous-era herbivores, while Stegosaurus over there is actually a Jurassic-era herbivore. Alright, I think that's enough. I won't be able to move or get too much. Now this is going to be the tricky part. Getting here is one thing, but having to go through the Therizinosaur is something else. Of course, if I make it into the compound, he won't be able to chase me inside. But still, just trying to get past him is yeesh. Let's move, Mira. I remember an earlier time when a Therizinosaur actually did come after me. I let it all the way in, and boy did my creatures almost go to town on that thing. It actually almost came this close to killing one of my smaller creatures. Thankfully, it didn't. I need the flint and stone to make spark powder because I'm using it all in my preserving bin. I finally actually using that to make jerky. Itricin. Of course, looking at how I built this thing, I'm starting to wonder if I should have left it. There's the stone. I'm putting this metal away. I could just as easily turn it into metal ingots, but I'm not gonna do that because I recently relearned that metal itself can be quite important. Hey, Sid. Alright, let's mention this. 64 spark powder. Spark powder, that actually reminds me of Avatar The Last Airbender because that's what they use instead of gunpowder. I make gunpowder and spark powder have the same properties, one just being weaker than the other. True, I remember that time when they went to the Northern Air Temple, that the mechanist used had to tell time in candles, like 4 flashes would equal 4 o'clock, or as he called it, 4 candle. Better hurry, these metro berries are close to spoiling. As you can see, I also managed to install bookshelves so I can include all the blueprints for any weaponry, tools, armor, and such I've found. This is what I used to make the saddle for my Sarcosuchus. I finally got one on my male Louis. I tested it out. I got so actually go to the deepest depths. I took out 3 megalodons, including a plesiosaur. I hope to be able to tame one of them someday. Another 20 stimulants. I'm all out of stimberries. They take a long time for any new ones to grow in. For now, in order to make some more water jars, which I'm definitely gonna need if I'm gonna be using stimulants, I got the cementing paste. I just need to know if I've got any more crystals. I sincerely hope to God I didn't use them all up. Looks like I used them all. I could just as easily head north on my way to where I'm going to get them, but truth be told, that's just a colossal pain in the butt. Not sure why, but I also managed to find the blueprint for the water jar in here. Not sure why you'd need the blueprint for something you were already able to unlock. Then again, oh wait, that's right. The blueprints actually do allow you to use materials before you unlock them. Are there any in here? Crystals are in those impossible places. Well, I'm gonna be stopping for water along the way anyways. So, hopefully I'll have some opportunities to do so. Refill on water. Before I do anything else, I need to check, to tame the onyx, what exactly am I going to need for that? They don't seem to have a gender, much like the... Wait a second. Now that I think about it, are they even tameable? Let's find out. Let's see. They are tameable, but you can't ride them, nor are they breedable. Amably with raw mutton. Raw mutton. I'll have to spawn that in. As well as bug repellent. Ah, that's right, I remember. Must be a delay. I just noticed there's a delay on my camera. It's not keeping up with my actual movements. No matter. Let's see. Bug repellent. If I remember correctly, that's also the food of choice for a pachyrhinosaur. I think I can make that. But I forget what I'm actually gonna need to make it. Because I've already got too much crap in my mortar and paste anyways. Bug repellent. Citronials. That's the one crop I have been unable to grow. I'll have to borrow from my packies. Thankfully, they don't seem to feed as much as they... Right, I'm too tall. It's a little immature of me that I made my character so taller than I am in real life. But hey, I just want to be able to look above people, instead of being the one looked down on. I am fine. Aha! There's one! Juniper! Alright, my sweetheart, I'm just... Wow! That should be enough. There you go. Now, where's Patchy? He's got the other half of the bug repellent I'm gonna need. It doesn't seem to have that much of a spoil time, but still. Nagini. I know those steps, that's the sound of one of my raptors. Oh, there's Rick! Yeah, I know, I'm a little heavier than I was before. Thanks again for the ride, boy. I'm gonna need a... Oh, radio left a plumber in there as well. Thankfully, I got the perfect weapon to deal with them. This is an unbreakable shotgun. I'm all good on water. Let me eat something. Trust me, keeping troodons is far from easy. The reality is, these things don't eat like normal creatures. Their taming method needs them to kill other tames in order to do so. Of course, I always done it by force taming a Rex to easily tame them, but the fact is, they don't really eat that much once they are tamed. Like, you actually have to forcefully get them to eat. They will eat meat like any other carnivore, but still. They actually have to kill It says their preferred food is live creatures. Of course, I can't often do... Obviously, I can't really do that on a whim, so... As of those two, they don't really seem to be able to move up here. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's the ceiling itself? But it says once they're hungry enough, they should move to the troughs I've placed on their own. Oh, that's good. Recently, I was hoping to wait till sunrise to do this. But actually, I have an idea. I've always had this problem of ordering around the entourage since they don't exactly follow any set formation. But I think I may have a way around that. Anyhow, enough dawdling. Time to round them all up. There's Rick, Carl, Lily. There's Rick, Carol. Hi, Paige. Where are the others? There's just another earthquake. It happens a lot more often than you'd think. Come on, everybody, where are ya? There's Tai Lung. I spy Adamai, my alpha allosaur. Hope you've enjoyed your wandering time, everyone. Cause we got a lot of ground to cover, and it's gonna be a long, long day. Hey there, Sokka. Come on, my entourage, where are ya? I'm sure that's everybody in the entourage. Let's see, Adamai, Anna, Adamai, and Ashley, Anna, Adamai. Not again. Alvin! 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 I'm sure you already know that reference. Yo, Ruby, Oliver. Oh, there's Alvin. Alright, that's everybody. And actually, my idea, even though I'm used to riding Nira, but in order to keep everybody in line, so I can go off and explore, so make sure they're not all wandering, I developed the ultimate way. While everyone else is busy following Nira, Nira would be following my Tapejara Tin. That way everybody stays in line, and everyone can actually still follow the leader after if I tell Nira to stop. You can see this. Although I am finding new creatures to the dung beetles, so Devin won't feel lonely. The fact is, dung beetles are Kevin! How long have you been out there, mister? See what I mean? They all just keep ending up out here. I don't know how! I mean, I sealed this place off from the rest of the world, so I don't see exactly how they're able to do so. What the? Thankfully, this group whistle doesn't affect Tin, and since he's not part of the entourage. Make sure you're pointing directly at Nira. There we go. Thanks to Kevin here, I now have to do another survey around the territory to make sure no one else got lost. I have to admire the Tapejara for its incredible stamina for such a large flying reptile. Stop for a brief second. Recharged. Thankfully, unlike Petrie and my other Trinodons, see, he's actually able to fly a strafe fly, meaning he can look in one direction while moving in a completely different one. I wonder why it's only the Tapejara who are able to pull that off. Actually, I'm curious if the Quetzalcoatlus could do that as well. I've only seen them from ground level. I've never actually gotten close enough to see it. But just know this. The Quetzalcoatlus was the largest flying reptile there ever was, and the last. A body larger than that of a full-grown man's. I'm curious as how such a large creature is able to find enough food to stay airborne. Alright. Thankfully from the survey it seems no one else got out. I just wish they couldn't get out in the first place. Hence why I cleared this little area here, not just to make for my entourage to move, easier for my entourage to move when we head out, but also I plan to use this area as sort of stockades for each pair. Hopefully if I have them all staying in one single spot, hopefully they won't be able to move out and just wander randomly like they've been doing. Okay, make sure everybody has hearts over their names. As long as each and every creature has heart over their name, I'd have everybody. Just to make sure Tim doesn't really tire himself out. Infinite stats. But this, no matter how long we stay airborne, Tim will never get tired. Okay, but it's still too early to move out. No matter how many times I do this, I never get tired of this view. Just look at them all just wandering around down below without a care in the world. Oh! Do you see what I see? Looks like another one of my pair laid another egg. Ate some eggs. I set that up for Tim so it doesn't actually affect me. But thankfully, an advantage for everybody traveling in pairs. Eggs. Ella's been dropping a lot of eggs lately. Thank you, Paige. And nope, that's just crap. Just making sure I keep the load light. There's gonna be an issue with these stimulants, because while they may keep me awake if I get bitten, they're gonna dehydrate me something fierce. I'd say that's enough daylight. Let's move out! I probably should have started trampling some of this vegetation. See, these kind of rocks, unfortunately, like those middle rocks you find in my compound, are the kind that don't break, no matter how many times you swing at them with a pick or a hatchet. Heck, I even tried swatting at them with my Ankylosaurus and my Dunkleus. No, not Dunkleus, Didicurus. Put some of the names, put some of the names. Everybody's got a heart. Good. I'm surprised for creatures this big they haven't trampled this much vegetation all over these trees yet. And I have passed through here to get them all home more times than I care to admit. See? It's true I am clearing away resources, and we all know in real IRL deforestation is bad for the environment as well as us since these things provide oxygen. But in reality, for creatures this size, like the Diplodocus, they actually had to clear down trees in order to get at their food. So technically deforestation, while bad for the environment, has actually been a part of nature long before we humans ever came around. There's Tylong. I know Tylong is technically a snow leopard in Kung Fu Panda, but I have to admit, after getting a look at his appearance, the name Tylong kind of fits. There's Paige. I don't see a heart. Oh, there's Walter. Settle down so I can get a drink. the writhing swamp. I'm not sure if you can tell, but certain patches of this swamp aren't as clear as they used to be. Actually, that's why. And that's why. Of course, going through a swamp honestly is not my ideal, considering there are leeches in the water. And having to check each and every single one of these creatures for leeches is not exactly what I call happy fun times. Like checking your BF's friend for ticks. It's uncomfortable, but it needs to be done. Of course, I'm not worried. While true, these swamps are also the territory of Titanoboa and Sarcosuchus, with an entourage this size, I don't really think they're much of a threat anymore. Normally, someone else who tried to tame these creatures would have to spawn them in to try and find them, but not me. I actually went out and found most of these creatures. The Rexes I found in there, deep in the heart of the redwood forest. The Spinosaurus actually took me a little longer to find. I think I found Sam first. Sally took me a long time to find. And you'd be surprised how rare the Spinosaurus is in this game. Which is appropriate considering not many of its fossils can be found IRL. It's known as the largest of all carnivorous dinosaurs, yet very little is known about it. I just like having to bring my creatures around this way, especially the larger ones since they're not good with cramped spaces. But the fact is, this is the best way to take them. I could easily cut through the redwood forests to get north to where I need to go for the cave. But the fact is, the terrain in the redwood forest is way too treacherous, not to mention there are so many bugs and other carnivores like Allosaurus and such. What the? That's right, Nira. They're not gonna follow me because they're following Nira. Actually, it seems Nira's gotten herself stuck. Hearts over everybody's name. That's everybody. All members of the entourage present and accounted for. Yep, that's everyone. Alright, thankfully me and my entourage cleared out most of this swamp on a return trip. That being said, getting a single dinosaur to move among a crowd, that's the tricky part. See what I mean? I'm here. There you go, Walter. Hey there, Ramona. I haven't seen you around lately. Alright, make sure Nira stays in front. No loop-de-loops. What did I just say? Like I said, this foliage in the swamps is extremely thick. Yeah, didn't we just have this conversation? Uh-oh, those are piranhas. Thankfully, piranhas aren't really that much of an issue, especially if you got Spinosaurs on your team. No Shira, no Aladar. Rex? Some of them must have gotten lost in the foliage. This is the problem with traveling with such a massive band of beasts. There you go, guys. Also, don't mind what that was. Thankfully, I remember this swamp used to be leech infested, but thankfully it looks like it's been cleared out mostly. Mira, where are you? Yeah. Jeez, that's our following distance? Let's stay. Alright, this is the more clear area of the swamp that I cleared out. Everyone should be able to keep up here. Maybe just a little clearer. Beautiful, isn't it? I bet the developers most likely got the idea for these redwood forests from the redwoods in California. I've only ever seen them on TV. So I must be looking at monoliths. Yep, no one walks in. I'm not surprised. Another piranha. Oh dear, someone got stuck. Another piranha. Hang tight. Let's see if I can clear these rocks out of the way. There's Rachel. just glad all this isn't killing me. Disgusting, but oh well. Let's see, in terms of food, that should tide me over for a while. I can't remember if any of my current entourage members have platform saddles. Is it the Rex, maybe? I could be wrong. But anyway, the platform saddles will allow me to build actual structures on the platform that comes with the saddle. At least that way I could bring myself a mobile cooking station. That way any meat I get from any kills as my creatures get. Any excess raw meat, anything else that's cookable, I can easily just cook it on site without having to store it and hope one of them drops more eggs for me. Sure, that's everybody. Hurts. Nobody's missing. There's these. Oh, there's Walter. I actually once again had to travel around this way and back when I was hunting for female Caprasuchus for my male Kyle. It wasn't easy though. Twice I was able to get them, but twice they got killed. I was able to find a couple other tames, I think. I could be mistaken. But either way... Oh yeah, this part is tricky. There's a that pool right over there, like... you can't tell where I'm pointing. But that... Okay, you see the crest of Tim's head? Just to the left, that pool right there? It's deeper than it looks. And let's just say for any creature that's unfortunate enough to get stuck in, it's not exactly easy to get back out. I should know, I had a hard time getting one of my Therizinosaurs out of there. Oh god, Daniel, don't do it. Actually, it's something I extremely overlooked before. Great. Here, Tim, and follow me. The Noma stacks. Okay, there we go. Those tiny little reptilian-like creatures are, are thieves. Last time I remember, and in my early days, they would often steal something out of my inventory. Of course, if you have Metro Berries as your last item, they can actually go from thieves to your own personal pickpockets. Which would be helpful if other people actually played along with you. Hey look! Sasquatch! No, seriously, it's just a Giganopathicus. Yep, Giganopathicus. Looks like Bigfoot, doesn't it? I already tamed two, Gerald and Gertha. They're rideable, good companions, and they can actually trick you too. The best part about riding them is you don't even need a saddled adult to ride them. You can just ride on their shoulders. Alright, I think we're getting closer to where we need to go. I don't remember the exact coordinates, but I think they're just to the south of that mountain range right there. Let me check out what's in this beacon. Ooh! I like it. I don't need this wooden stuff anymore. I'm surprised it gave me narcotics. And thankfully, some of my creatures do act as good storage units. Let's see. Daniel? Daniel, please be a lamb and look after these for me. Did I have that smithing piece with me? I think I did, but I don't know why I have it now. Alright. We're gonna have to cross the water up to this beach to get where we need to go. There's Adamai, Anna, Ashley, and Alvin. Can any of you actually guess where I got the name Adamai from? I bet none of you can. Actually, how do I even know anybody's actually watching this right now? Let me see. If this thing has actually been able to keep up with me. Current entourage members have platform saddles. Is it the Rex, maybe? I could be wrong. But anyway, the platform saddles will allow me to build actual structures on the platform that comes with the saddle. Is that way I could bring myself a mobile cooking station. That way any meat I get from any kills they to store and hope one of them. I am not surprised. Nobody's missing. I'm not surprised. Like I said, everybody's watching it looks like the frames are going slow as dirt. The output is still low. How exactly is it not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming? I don't understand why exactly the health stream is low. Even health itself is so low. One person is watching? I thank you for actually taking the time out of your life to do so. Even though I can tell you're not really your last item, they can actually go